Let's go to William-gheen of AlleyPack. I've thrown out some of the issues we're going to discuss. Good to have you here with us, sir.
Hey, Alex, and I want to thank you again for your coverage on that Lindsey Graham situation. You know, after going through a ring of fire on that, coming on your show, I got such a great response from people that understood what had happened there, understood the heat that I took, and understood that, you know, I'm the guy that hit Lindsey Graham, and he backed away from Obama and Napolitano, giving everybody a little bit more time right now. So I really appreciate that, and I also want to thank you for being so on the mark and on the money about this movie, Machete. I know you get a lot of emails and communications like I do, and I know a lot of people are waking up, and a lot of people are taking action, a lot of people are very focused. But it also seems to me there's almost like a panic out there. You know, like there's so many things that are hitting the public at once now, and there are a lot of, you know, confusion and people almost like some type of state of panic. And when you look at something like Machete, you know, your job and my job at AlleyPack has been bringing people information that a lot of times they don't want to hear it. They don't want to deal with it. They feel powerless about dealing with it. And looking at Machete, knowing what you know about illegal immigration and the people behind it, and me looking at the trailer, knowing what I know about the inner workings behind it, I saw it, and I told people, I said, look, you know, I see a lot of horrific stuff involving machete massacres, decapitated bodies, gang rapes, mass murder, destruction of nations, and it takes a lot to get it takes a lot these days to get my blood pressure up. When I saw that trailer, and I knew what it meant, I knew that if that movie is like the trailer was created, as it was, created in for the release on May 1st with the message to Arizona, I was like, people are going to die over this film. People will die because of this film, and it was everything I could do to fight the urge to send out a national press release, you know, encouraging all Americans to take all reasonable steps to protect themselves and their families.
Well, let me fill you in. I don't know if you've seen part 2. We did, but after I was contacted by Hispanic members of his crew, I then received the script, and this is directly from his manager's office. His manager didn't give it to me, but it's marked, you know, it's his manager's office copy. It's the official script. It's worse than the trailer. It's worse than the trailer. Have you seen that video?
I've seen the trailer video, but I haven't seen the script. I saw some mention of it, but I apologize with the rush of information.
No, I understand you're busy. Well, let me just fill you in then while we're here.
Okay, great.
The video that's got about 210,000 views right now, I show the script highlighted. It starts with Minutemen killing Hispanics who were then crucified as Christ. Minutemen then murdering Catholic priests, torturing them to death, burning down Catholic churches, which is meant to invoke, you know, good conservative Hispanics to become angry. It shows Minutemen trying to kill Hispanic children. All the white people are racist scum. Attempted assassinations of leaders, and then Machete becomes above Christ and Mary and is worshipped at the end as God, and it turns out he's the hero, Machete Cortez in the Spy Kids movies, so he's already a kid hero. That was pointed out to me, and I went and watched the films. It's true, so it's a children character. People were watching 10 years ago when the first Spy Kids came out. Now they're adults, so their childhood hero is now killing the evil racist gringo who deserves to die, and it's got race war, battles. I mean, it is incredible.
Well, you know, it's the next step. It's the next encroachment. It's the next level. You know, they're prodding the fat and aging America. They're prodding the people that are sick and fat and aging and confused and, you know, pacified, and they're just saying, here we are, and here we are, and here we are. And after seeing that video, I'm absolutely convinced that that's coming to everybody's door. Eventually, it's coming to and through the door. Now, me, I'm a peaceful political guy who's running out of time here. And the good news, you've already mentioned the good news. The good news is, you know, I've stormed all across the country saying, revolution now, America. You've got to stand up. You got to get involved. And it's not just getting out in the streets with the tea parties and just standing in the streets. Everybody has got to do what the people in Utah are trying to do, what some of the people in Pennsylvania and Arizona are trying to do all across this country. Get involved with every single federal and state campaign and election you can right now. I don't care if you've never worked on a campaign before in your life and you don't know what you're doing. Just pick up the phone and start. That's all you've got to do is pick up that phone and start, because we really do have a chance to turn things around here before November. But look at when they're planning on putting that movie out. Like, anytime there's a new movie like that, its date can be moved around. But my understanding is they're targeting September, right before the elections, correct?
Yeah, no, they're saying it's a political message, and it's September 3rd. And look at how She was the runner-up. They now admit she would have won. The judge, a La Reconquista guy for Miss USA, voted against her because she said, I support states' rights. That's how militant these groups are. You're not going to wear an American flag in school, and you're not going to say you're for states' rights, or you're going to pay.
You're going to pay, and the movie Machete sends the message that if we don't get our way politically, you're going to pay all the way. You're going to pay with your lives. You're going to pay with your destruction. You're going to pay in a way that Americans have never paid before, because when you picture something like the movie Machete, 12-plus million, and there's also some other books. We even saw a book on this. There's other reinforcing factors. Communications are being sent, not just with this movie, but other channels through books and radio broadcasts, all priming these illegals in our midst for this possible burning of Rome from within.
Stay there, William, because in the script, it says they rise up with their tools of their trade, with their pickaxes. That was written 2 years ago in the script. Now it's a movie. They've completed it. And then you have the woman saying, I'm going to rise up with my pickaxes. I'm going to kill you. This is pre-programming going on everywhere. Stay there. No more Mr. Nice Guy. We're standing up. And what's so evil about the media saying if you're against government health care, you're a racist. If you're against anything Obama does, you're a racist. You can see they use it as a weapon. And when they invoke racism, it actually creates it in the other groups thinking that Whitey is out to get them. When Mexico has some of the most draconian laws in the country against illegal immigrants, no one in the world lets people get to their country, have a kid, and then everybody's legalized. I mean, I talked to my friend, Kevin Booth, and he said all over L.A., even in nice neighborhoods, they're just closing major roads when they wash out and saying no more road. Everything's falling apart. They've announced they're not going to fix the sidewalks. And, Kevin's more what you'd call liberal. And he said to me, my God, it's like a third world country. And all over the nation, everything is folding. They're shutting state parks, national parks. Everything's going bankrupt. And then you've got hundreds of millions of people south of the border saying, this is our country, get out. Don't wear American flags, shut up. And now Rodriguez is going to make a whole string of films creating this cult icon guy. It's just horrible. William-gheen of Alley-Pack. So much is happening. But again, the good news is the American people are awake. Hispanic Americans are awake. And they're saying, look, I choose America. I choose the Republic. I'm not going to be intimidated into racial politics. Your comments on that, William?
Well, I think you're right about waking up. Look at some of the things that's hit their consciousness recently. That Ron Gocha speech that we released through Alley-Pack back in early 2008. Someone grabbed a copy of it, and thank goodness Drudge Report linked into the new copy. And once that happened, it went right up the flagpole, was mentioned on Fox and everything, and had hundreds of thousands of views, and the whole country's watching this instructor from California stand there and tell his student minions that they're part of the global Hispanic front inside of America, the Revolutionary Front. They're soldiers. And so because he was speaking in English and because the timing was right and the right communications tapped in there, America got a little glimpse of the lethal and revolutionary zeal infesting the illegal immigration population. We've tried to point out, those of us that have been steeped in it, illegal immigration is no longer just a political tool. It's a form of warfare against this country, and it's being conducted, made entirely possible by the fact that the American public, we've been compromised at the top. The top control mechanisms of the corporation groups and government out of D.C. has been compromised by our enemies. And now they're pumping in enough people that hate our guts to deal with us on the inside of our own country. That's what's going on here. I truly believe that. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish it wasn't my job to tell people that.
Well, no, that's the facts, and that's what globalization is playing groups off against each other. And look at how the PNAC, information, look at the MIAC report, the Homeland Security report, the ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center reports. They demonize everybody. In there, they say the Tea Parties are violent and want to overthrow America. When we want to save America, we're not doing anything violent. You've got union thugs attacking Tea Party people. The national media covers that up. Meanwhile, you've got all over Spanish radio, all over Spanish TV, but in Spanish, the same stuff we heard Gochez say. So what's happening is the public is now finding out what's really going on.